Send your wives on vacation. Send the kids with them.
It's garage time. Apparently, we're not going on vacation.
I guess we better go too.
Yeah, there we go. Good news. We hit 500.
We are quite a bit above 500.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Getting to 500 seemed impossible, and then we jumped right over it, like, within minutes.
Yeah, we sat there for days watching the last few followers, like 497, 498, 499, and now we're at 521.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh. But, yeah, huge. We got 500 followers on Facebook. We've gained 20 TikTok followers in the last week. YouTube's up over 100K views. Coming your way.
Hey, here we are. Garage time's going to new heights.
You can't say that.
Now, fuck them.
Okay, so here's the deal. When it eventually happens, because it's going to happen, we're going to piss off the Kelseys. Okay? We need to choose right now. Philly or Kansas City? Where are we throwing down?
Casey.
It's got to be KC because Philly wouldn't be us on Jason. It would be us on half the fucking population of Philly.
Yeah.
So
those Philly fans, they're not letting anybody touch Jason.
They're just looking for a fight.
You know, and as much as Travis is loved in KC, Mahomes is the guy over there.
Yeah, nobody in KC is fighting. We might end up on TikTok or something, but they ain't gonna fight.
They'd rather do a tug of war or something.
Right.
Oh, but, okay, so, honest question. It comes down to a fight. You want to fight Jason or you want to fight Travis?
I'm going to be 100% honest here. I think most people would probably consider Travis as the more tough, rough around the edges guy. I would rather fight Travis.
Oh, 100%.
I think Jason is like one of the strongest people you will probably ever meet.
Yeah.
And he may be slower, may not have the length, but he gets in close, you're done for.
That's the thing. He was a center, so a low center of gravity.
Yeah.
He can bull rush you and put you down.
I'm not looking to get tush pushed. I'm going to tell you that.
No. In all seriousness, no. Shout out to the Kelseys. They're doing good things over there at their podcast. But no, we're making some moves of our own, and hopefully we keep continuing to grow.
I'm excited about what the next couple of weeks bring us.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I know. So stay tuned for that. We're going to have some good stuff coming up. Obviously, part of it being the garage tour, we're going to have our second guest sometime within the next week or so. And not sure if that's going to be its own separate thing yet, or we're going to tie that into a podcast. But anyway, be on the lookout for that, and it'll drop when it does, and it'll be fun. So.
It will be fun. Hey, nice shirt.
Yeah, nice shirt. So I wore this today specifically because it's a St. Jude shirt. My wife does the run. I think we've been together 10 years, and she's done the run for 9. So we'll post a link here. Go ahead and donate. Help out the children. She does a run from Macomb to Peoria, which is, I don't know.
Quite a distance.
It's they don't run the whole way. They don't run the Banner March anymore.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. I think she runs like, I don't know, anywhere between 5 to 20 miles.
That's crazy.
Depends on the day. So, I think one year it rained a lot. She didn't run as much. Next year it was super hot. Didn't run as much. A couple of years it's been good temperature, and she put in 15 miles or so.
So that's been about 10 years?
She's been doing it. I think this is either her 9th or 10th one. I feel like, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure if you added up all the times that I ran in the last 10 years, I may not even get 5 miles, let alone 20.
Mine might be a little slightly higher than that with the slow pitch days, but
yeah, there's that.
But no, I'm not. I just donate my money to them and support the cause, but it's just a fun event, especially when we get to Peoria and they run like through downtown into the Civic Center.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Memphis, Tennessee comes running in. You got all the towns in the area. I mean, there's some pretty cool stuff.
Well, I gotta imagine like that sense of accomplishment after all this run, you're exhausted and like you hit that finish line.
Yeah.
It's got to be awesome for her. I mean, and for all the other runners. I know it's for a good cause, but I mean, let's be a little bit selfish here too. You're probably proud of that accomplishment.
Oh, 100%.
So.
And then so you get into the Civic Center, and your whole group, whatever town you ran with, goes up onto the podium. They all take pictures together.
Oh, really?
That show how much you fundraised and all that stuff, and that's really a cool contribution you can see. And then overall it shows the pictures, like the total for everybody, and that number is always astronomically high. So I can't remember how many people are actually in the Macomb group, but it's a pretty high number now. It's like 20, 25 runners.
Wow.
So, it's quite a few people going. Yeah. But for a guy like me, it's a long day. They leave the square in Macomb at like 4:30 in the morning. So I'm
That's
up at
crazy.
like 3:30, 3:45, running down to Macomb, watch them run down the square, and then take off. And
You just sit in field and wait for them?
No.
Okay.
Well,
You're not,
I'll
like,
go up
following?
there. I'll time it.
You'll time it, yeah.
No, there's a couple years out like they run like through Canton toward Banner.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go on the other side of Canton and watch them come up. But most of the time, I just go straight over to Peoria, get a lunch at a bar, and then wait.
Makes sense, yeah.
Depends on the day, on the year, like what else is going on, where else I need to be.
So you're not.
There's been a couple years I didn't make it. We did some junior Spartan stuff, and I would never make it. But for the most part, I try to make every one.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool, I think. And like he said, we'll post the link here. Please donate. Doesn't help garage time at all, but it goes to a good cause. So.
Yeah. Even if it's only $5, it's $5 going to help these kids. So yeah, obviously, garage time's not getting anything for it. It's going straight to the St. Jude for the kids. So
Right.
that's what it's for.
For one day, skip your venti triple shot frappuccino oat milk latte with the caramel drizzle and help St. Jude's.
I like it. So, do you get all that in your drink?
No, I drink black coffee, dude.
Black coffee?
Yeah.
Do you realize it's 2025?
Yeah, but I like the taste of coffee.
Uh-huh.
Like everybody else, you put all this shit in it. It's like, that's not coffee anymore, dude. Like, you could put the same amount of shit. You could put everything that you put in those frappuccino, cappuccino, all that syrup and everything into a glass of water, and it wouldn't taste much different. I'm there for the coffee, man. I like the coffee. But honestly...
That must be why you have a better beard.
Yeah. Hey, as long as it wakes me the fuck up, I'm okay.
Right. That's the whole goal of it. Caffeinate you to where you're shaking and ready to go. Yeah. I think I'm ready to get my day started now. Yeah, let's go, Yeah. Oh, Dr. Pepper shout out, waiting on our sponsor.
Still waiting. Still waiting.
Is it ever going to happen?
Well, here's my
Should
thought.
we send these episode to a spokesperson?
We kind of messed up because I was just thinking like a genius way to do this. We're on episode 20. If we had been mentioning them every episode, maybe they would have done it on the 23rd episode.
It still could.
Because it got 23 flavors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would have been a good idea. I mean, I will do a lot of things to get sponsored by Dr. Pepper, short of drinking that strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper.
Have you tried that yet?
Oh, it's terrible. It's awful. Have you had it?
No.
Oh, it's like, it's disgusting. I would rather drink a fucking Fanta than strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper.
I think I've only drank original, diet, and cream soda.
So I drank all of them. The blackberry is okay. I drank the suntan lotion one. I actually didn't mind that one. Cherry Dr. Pepper, which seems a little weird because Dr. Pepper has cherry.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
I think I did try that one.
I know your wife likes the cream soda. Just not a fan of the strawberries and cream one. It was nasty.
Might have to try that just to have an opinion on it.
You should.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe that's the only thing we're going to stock on vacation this year.
Oh, damn it.
I'm
Get to
dying
hear
of thirst.
Well, you don't like it, so.
I don't like it. My luck, we're going to pull up for the first meal on vacation, and you're going to have strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper and a whole bunch of fucking ketchup.
Ketchup! So, well, let's get going on to some unsolicited advice. Favorite vacation food. Man, you led right into that.
I did lead into that.
I shouldn't even have said nothing.
That's
Edit
right.
that.
There we go. Right into it. So, obviously not ketchup and strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper. I guess it depends on where you're going. Like, so if you're going on vacation, I think that you should try something that's specific to where you're at. At least once.
I agree with that.
Like, I'm not going to go to, if I'm going to go to New York, at some point while I'm there, I'm going to try a piece of New York pizza.
Oh,
Like, if I'm going to Texas, I'm going to get some barbecue. If you're on the beach, you should probably try some seafood. I'm not, not the whole time you're there, but you should try that.
Right.
It's part of the culture. It's part of where you're at. But if you're talking to just like I eat this every vacation, I usually try to find a good pizza place.
Yeah. No, I mean, because you want to experience all the different cultures of pizza.
And there's so many.
Yeah.
And
And speaking of the seafood, trying that, so I'm against it. Don't really like it. Obviously, I live in Midwest Illinois, and nothing we get is fresh seafood.
Right.
So obviously, you and my wife talked about getting a seafood boil. I'm gonna have to try it.
You'll have to try it. And honestly,
I'll keep an open mind.
I was gonna say I like seafood. My biggest complaint about it is it's so damn expensive.
Oh, right, yeah. I mean,
But
which, why? Why is it? They go out in the ocean and catch the damn shit.
And it's literally, you don't even have to ship it. Like, it's
Right.
out there, you know? So I don't know. It's expensive.
Right.
But I don't know. I like seafood, so.
Yeah. So, I mean, my biggest thing, and I think this goes for almost any meal ever, but I like having that grilled barbecue chicken.
Oh, yeah. I think we've had that most vacations we've had, right?
And we have a plan for this vacation as well.
Yes, we do.
You know, you can't go wrong with it, dude. Like, it's like the best. Sit outside, drink a beer, barbecue chicken. Like, that's good.
I will say, I don't know what it was, but that first year we went to North Carolina, that barbecue chicken was like the best barbecue chicken
Yeah,
I've ever had.
what do we do differently?
I don't know. Like, there's nothing.
We use the same sauce.
We use the same sauce. We put foil on the grill because we didn't want to clean the damn grill. I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
It was good.
Must have been the foil.
I must have been at the foil. Maybe it was the mix of the North Carolina air.
Yeah, there you go.
No, dude.
Do we butter the foil? Ooh, whatever. Put something on the foil to keep it from sticking.
Yeah, I guess we probably did something.
So maybe that's what it is. Like,
that could be.
you know, we'll have to try to replicate that again this year. Obviously, we're not hitting up the Carolina shores, but just got nailed by a hurricane.
It did.
You know, it doesn't look like it's too bad from what I read, but obviously it was farther south than we go. So,
Well, let's do this. So last week we tried to get somebody from California to comment on the video. As of right now, nobody's done it. Pussies. But
you can't say that about California.
if you're from Alabama, we're heading your way. What food do we need to try?
Yes.
What is the Alabama food that we need to eat while we're down there?
Yeah, so we'll be going Gulf Shores, obviously, so down through Mobile. So try to give us something that, so we don't have to drive clear across the state, which I will be doing anyway because of stopping to see some friends.
Right.
But, yeah, no, give us a shout out. Let's try something. Like,
We'll even post us trying it.
yeah, there you go. We'll be on TikTok. How
Give
about
us
that?
something good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anxious to see if we get anything from that.
Something bad. I know.
And it's going to be your sister. She's like, you should try this.
Yeah.
Knowing full well it sucks.
It's gonna be like fucking turtle nuts or something.
Not even a thing.
Turtle Patrol's going nuts. No pun intended.
Have you ever tried? Oh, nice. Have you ever tried eating a turtle shell? No, Amanda, we haven't.
It's a delicacy.
Yeah. Oh. But speaking of vacation, like,
Yeah.
obviously it involves travel.
Mm-hmm.
But what are some travel tips that we need to give out that maybe people need to also give us?
Oh, let's see. So I am the maniac that because of the kids, I would rather drive through the night.
I don't understand it. I don't get it.
So here's the thing, like, it fucking sucks, right? Like, let's be honest, it does suck. At times, it's hard to stay awake. It's hard to, at first you're like, yeah, you're jamming to music, you've got your coffee going, you're like, yes, this is awesome. And then it gets to be like 2, 3 in the morning, and you're like, I hate my life. And you're waiting for the sun to come up, waiting for somebody to wake up, because I drive the whole way,
Right.
usually.
Same.
But you cut down on bathroom trips. You cut down on the kids fighting. You cut down on, can I have a snack? Mom, Dad, he's touching me, he's pushing me, he took my crayons. They're just asleep. So it's kind of nice in that sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you miss out on some stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted to stop somewhere on the way, you can't really stop in the middle of the night. Last year, we had a little bit of a situation where we stopped to get gas. I had to pee. I'd been holding it for hours, and I couldn't find a gas station that had a bathroom open.
Damn.
So it's like, well, this sucks. Every
Piss
gas
on the side of
station.
the road, dude. Or the gas station.
I piss on the side of the gas station.
That's what I would do. Like,
I mean, I kind of walked around to a bush, but all of them had signs up and they're like, lobby closed, So, I don't know, travel tips, bring something to do. Obviously not if you're the driver, but
do a Sudoku while you're driving.
Bring something to do for the kids. Pack a snack bag, you're going to need it. We usually put a small cooler where everybody can reach it. Blankets in case somebody gets cold, because somebody's going to be cold, somebody's going to be hot, whatever. Try to plan your stops ahead of time.
Oh, 100%.
Like, this is where I'm going to get gas. And if that gets thrown off somehow, like, Dad, I got to pee, I'm getting gas here.
Yeah.
So if I don't have to stop, I don't stop.
So do you have like, I need to drive 3.5 hours before I stop?
I try to break it up, and it's kind of like that old mentality when you're sitting in school or you're sitting at work and it's going really slow and you're like, I've only got to get through 20 minutes 5 more times and I'm out of here.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So I try to break it up because if you look at the whole thing, like 16 hours I've got to drive, it's exhausting. But if you break it up and be like, okay, I'm going to stop in 2 hours or I'm going to stop in 2.5 hours, whatever the case may be, then it gives you that little goal and you can stretch it out a little bit further. Like I said, I just try to figure out this is where I'm going to stop for gas. Like,
Right.
if you're driving for a big city, I try to stop on the opposite side of the big city for gas. Yep. That almost backfired one year when we were driving to Atlanta because we got stuck.
That's a terrible one. We've had to stop there before.
Oh, I hate Atlanta, dude.
Yeah.
We had to get gas and we got stuck in rush hour traffic, and it was like, I don't want to run out of gas on the interstate.
No, right?
You know?
That's the thing, like, there could be this section of 100 miles where you pass 25 gas stations.
Yeah.
And then the next 100 is one.
Right.
And it's like not in the middle of it, it's at the end of the 100. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Shit. Like,
You get into some place like Tennessee,
Yeah, right.
you could go forever and never run into a gas station.
Yeah.
You know, so what do you got? What do you got?
So I'm with you on the stops. Not with you on driving through the night. I did that one year to North Carolina, and I drive as a zombie for the next like 2 days. And personally, I just don't like driving through the night. You know, like, I'll pay the $150 and get a hotel, and just yell at my kids for an entire drive. But I think we're in an age of technology. Make sure everything's charged up.
Yep.
The worst thing you want is a phone to die or a tablet or something, and your kids start fighting and then you're trying to get like a piece of notebook paper out so they can draw or something. Yeah, just keep the electronic charged. That's the big one for me, especially whoever has the map on.
Right.
You know, nowadays, I mean, obviously you just Bluetooth it to the screen, but that phone starts to be charged. You know?
Right.
So keep that on there. And then I like to try to stop every 2.5, 3 hours anymore. I didn't used to be that way, but my back just can't do it.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know, sciaticas, everybody's got those problems after 30, and you're like, yeah, my leg going numb. I need to get out and stretch it out. But I also try to incorporate that into, so when I'm out on vacation, I want to eat.
Okay.
But, so I'm going to stop and eat breakfast somewhere, whether it's been a Cracker Barrel or something at Denny's.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to incorporate that. That's one of my stops. Like, I'm getting gas and I'm eating at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm going to stretch it out, And then, obviously, you're like, okay, so I ate breakfast at 8. I'm going to eat lunch at noon. I'd like to only make one stop in between those.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how I would do mine. So, look at every 2 hours, maybe 3.
I think that's reasonable. I mean, and you still make pretty decent progress.
Right.
I don't know. I think this year we might drive down during the day. Last year was a little more difficult at night. Like you said, my back started to hurt. When everybody's asleep, those stretches become longer and longer because you don't want to wake everybody up.
Well, but you said 2 and 3 a.m. I feel like 2 and 3 is when I'm like, all right, cycle win. It's like the 4 and 5 that gets me.
Oh, yeah.
Like just before the sun comes up and it starts coming up and you're like trying to keep your eyes awake.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
Well, and the other thing I would say is whatever phone has your map, because most of the time people are GPS in somewhere, right? I mean, it gives you traffic signals. It warns you about speed traps. It's useful. That phone never stops navigating.
No.
Like if I'm going into the bathroom, if I'm doing whatever,
Stays right there.
it stays right there on navigation. Because I don't know, at some point in the past, I know that it's happened. You close it and you get back on the road and you don't have signal.
Yeah, and it
And all of a
doesn't
sudden,
load.
yeah. Where the fuck am I?
Or for some reason you exit out and you pull back up, I would take a completely different route.
Right.
Make a U-turn. Wait, why? I had 100 miles to go from my gas station. Like,
Recalculating.
yeah, recalculating. That's the favorite word on a trip.
Yeah.
And then, so you mentioned the snacks. What kind of snacks do you guys like to pack?
My wife likes puppy chow. She likes chips, obviously, stuff like that. The kids are all about sweets. My kind of go-to snack when I'm traveling is almonds or peanuts.
Okay.
The crunch, salt keeps you awake. It's light, I don't feel like I'm jittery from the sugar or anything like that. So for me, I usually get peanuts, almonds. Usually we have some beef jerky or something.
I'd say
like
beef
that.
jerky is my favorite.
Yeah, beef jerky's good.
Doesn't make it a mile down the road though.
Right, exactly. I'm not even out of McDonough County and my beef jerky's gone.
Right. Or you stop like halfway, you hit up a gas station, you're like, I'm not getting anything. You walk in, beef jerky on sale, so you buy 3. You know, like, you know.
Well, and the other thing, so like driving tips, right? So like my grandparents, first time that I drove on an interstate, they talked about finding your bubble, right?
Oh,
Like,
right, yeah.
you want to drive somewhere in the interstate that there's a gap between you and the crowd in front of you and a gap between you and the crowd behind you.
Right.
Like perfect interstate driving is you're driving on your own and everybody else is spaced out on the other side. But I mean, obviously sometimes that's not possible.
Right.
But what do you have any driving tips? Like what
I'm the
driving?
maniac.
And then you got to pull over and pee, and you watch everybody you just worked so hard to pass flying by.
That pisses me off so bad because I'm like, I'm making good time. I shaved it down 20 minutes. Dad, I gotta pee. Oh, dude, we just peed 20 minutes ago.
Right.
I hold it, you
Right.
know. But my thing is like, I want to hit a certain speed.
Yeah.
I want to say that like whatever it's, whether it's 85, 86, 82, I don't care. I just want to stay that speed.
Right.
Nothing pisses me off more when I can't set my cruise.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then you get into that left lane and somebody 25 cars up, or usually a semi anymore, trying to pass another semi,
Yeah.
and it takes an hour.
Right.
You're like, bro.
Dude.
When you're sitting there doing that, and you're watching your GPS time climb back up, you're like,
Right.
I just shaved all that shit down.
All those minutes you just lost or you just gained.
Now, obviously, agree to disagree. Racing the GPS is an extreme sport.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, as a dad, you're like, let's go.
Yeah. The second that pops up, that's not my ETA. That's my time to beat.
Right, exactly.
You know.
No, I feel like, I'm in the Fast and Furious. I'm one of those guys. Like, let's go. Kick the nos on.
What do you do when kids start to get bored? Like, do you do the license plate game or anything?
License
or
plate, color,
I Spy.
I Spy.
Yeah.
And then, about 25, 30 minutes into that, it's the quiet game.
That never works.
It gets you a few minutes of silence.
Yeah.
And then you start over again.
Right.
You know.
I say it gets you somewhere.
No. We'll try to do, like the notebook thing. I did this with my grandparents when I was a kid. Hangman.
Yeah.
Everybody takes turn and you just kind of, because as a driver you can go, oh, okay, you can try something like that while you're driving. Just rotate turns, that kind of thing. I know with my grandpa, if we were in the back seat, we usually played cards.
Okay.
See, my kid, I got, obviously Bryson going to be 13 and Ashley's 4. Well, that's a big gap.
It is a big
And
gap.
they're not going to have
Similar interests.
What's going to happen is Bryson's going to pick on Ashley.
Right.
The 4-year-old not going to antagonize my 13-year-old too much, but the other way around,
Well, ours.
And if mom was smart, she'd just put his ass up front.
Right.
But she's not going to be that way.
We usually, me and the kids, usually try to do sports trivia for a while.
There you go. I never tried that,
Because I can think of all kinds of stuff that they don't know, and it's kind of interesting.
Oh, you sit there and, try to make them guess who King Griffey is and saying something that...
Right. Or, who was the, and even if it's somewhat recent, you'd be like, who was the only undefeated NFL team to win a championship? And their first thought is, it's Tom Brady and the Patriots. But they didn't win the championship.
Right.
They don't know who the fuck the Miami Dolphins are.
Oh, yeah.
So
72 Dolphins? How did you get that? Google?
What state do the New York Jets play?
Right.
Like, just, random stuff like that.
And wait, New Jersey?
Yeah. So, and that passes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I also think, the last tip that I would have is this week before vacation, I kind of look through and revamp my music list. I add some more music that I'm going to play in the car because my music list, I don't know. Can you see how many songs you have on your music list?
I don't have a music list.
You don't? Do you just listen to
No,
Sirius?
we're listening to the same shit I listened to in high school.
So how do you get that, though? Did you use
Pandora.
Sirius? Pandora? Okay.
Well, when I rent the vehicle, it'll probably have Sirius XM, so I'll put on Y2 Country.
Okay.
Or let's say if we're driving and the Cub game down, I'll switch over to that channel.
The problem with Sirius is after so long, and it takes a while. It's I think it's probably 2 hours or somewhere in there. It resets, and it's the same playlist again and again and again.
Well, see,
But then you just change the channel. I guess.
anymore they're getting good about doing the top 25 countdown from whatever year.
Oh yeah.
So you just find the stations doing something like that, and that usually takes 3 or 4 hours.
You could listen to Garage Time.
My
You know what I told my wife? Because she's several episodes behind, by the way.
She'll be listening to them all.
I said, you've got plenty of time to listen to them on the way down there. But
she's behind.
She's behind.
Oh.
Has your wife watched them all?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I know you're not watching because you don't say anything about this.
Nah.
So
I guess we've never talked about my family. Maybe I should start trying that.
Yeah, you want to talk shit about Spencer?
He'd beat my ass. He's my younger brother, but he'd beat my ass.
Can we record it?
Sure. Might get us some views.
Okay. I'm all for that.
Yeah. But no, enough of the travel tips, enough of the vacation stuff.
Yes, sir.
Get on to some sports, which actually we're filming this now.
They're playing right now.
It looks, did they start already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the Cubs have started rubber match, right?
Yep.
With the Cardinals. Was actually hoping to watch this after the game was over so we could talk shit, but don't get to do that now.
Yeah.
Which sucks is, obviously we're talking about the Cubs right now. We're 3-3 with the Cardinals on the year. So this could actually put us up for the year series.
Right.
You know, I hope it does. Who's pitching for us?
Boyd.
Which he's been phenomenal. Just got named to the All Star game.
Yep, he's going to be on the All Star game. Pitching really well right now. It's the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 us. So, keep it up. And it's interesting because now, before yesterday, if you had asked, I think a lot of people might have tried to say that Pomeranz was one of the more consistent pitchers on our roster this year.
Yeah.
Because he had a 0 ERA up until yesterday.
Right.
And then, Council was like, we're going to have a bullpen game. We're going to throw the bullpen in. Pomeranz is going to start. Dude got rocked.
He did. And honestly, we made it to the game, though. It was 8-6.
It was a game. Yeah.
So, not as terrible as it could have been, or probably should have been, but...
And we're still in a great place.
Yeah,
we're 53-36.
I would have loved to have the sweep,
Yeah.
obviously over a rival and over a division guy, but I am super excited about how we're going. Obviously, the bats are coming alive. We're scoring runs. Had a few games a week ago that we were shut out, but you're gonna have those come and go.
Yeah, you're gonna have that, and this week after this podcast, we're gonna face the Twins and the Yankees before we go to the All Star break. So. Kind of some stiff competition there, but dude,
Michael Busch,
3
home runs.
Not only that, but I won't look at today's game because I'm still hoping to watch it or whatever. But these 2 games against the Cardinals, 7 for 7 with 4 home runs, a double, and 2 singles.
Yes,
dude is killing it.
Yes, raking right now, and obviously he's your favorite player. So, let's talk about the 4th of July game.
Okay.
8 home runs.
8 home runs
in a game. 3 of them coming from Michael Busch.
Right.
Do you think this guy's breaking out now?
He could be. I mean, he's always had the power.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
And I would think, honestly, now that he's had those 3, he should be getting pretty close. I mean, not at the team lead yet, but he should be getting up there.
I would say he's got to be 12, 13 probably.
Should be.
Which you can look at the stats that's happening in the game. But no, I mean, we had 8 home runs in the Independence Day game against the Cardinals. Busch had 3. PCA had 2. Suzuki.
Busch is 3rd on the Cubs.
3rd?
Yep.
So he's behind PCA and Suzuki then.
Yep. But ahead of Tucker.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I say he should.
Which
be
Tucker's been more consistent, so I can his average is higher.
Oh yeah.
But no, I'm Busch is coming around, man. Like. I wasn't high on him at first. You've been in love with the guy since he got here. You're like, oh man, like he's gonna be good, And man,
he's getting there, yeah.
He's raking these last couple games.
And that's the thing, like it's just another added factor because we've got Suzuki, we've got PCA. They haven't really slacked off.
Nope.
Tucker's been consistent. We've talked about Nico can always get on base. Swanson hit or miss. Sometimes he's the hero. Sometimes he just gets a bloop, but. Having another bat in there that's hitting hot is crazy.
Yep. And then you got Carson Kelly who's hitting.
Yeah.
So and then obviously whoever that 9th guy is usually comes in the clutch doing something. So.
Right. And I think
Hap's been hit and miss, but whoever we're rotating in with Hap or at 3rd base is kind of helping out quite a bit. Charlotte had a couple good hits and then he goes cold and then Hap ended up picking up the slack on that one. So. That 9th batter usually is a weak spot, and it's not that terrible of a weak spot, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know it's not. And even, Matt Shaw had the walk-off the other night that PCA almost ruined. Dude, he was...
Any intelligent umpire probably should have called that. I don't know why they didn't.
He was almost at the mound by the time Nico crossed home.
Yeah.
I mean, he was gone.
Yeah, and I get the excitement in that, but there's a reason that rule is in play.
Right.
Don't be the kid that gets so jacked up and you do something stupid, which that was. How it didn't get called is upon me. Like I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if it's just an MLB thing. Like, well, the game was out of reach. They got it anyway, but.
And I'd have to go back and look. I know it was a walk-off sac fly.
Right.
Was it deep enough that the umpire was like, he's not getting it in? Did he try to throw it in? Like, was he holding it? Because if he's holding it, then the ump's like, okay, he's home. There's no challenge there. But still, he was way out of the dugout, way early.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was across, like you said, he was at the mound, and yeah, that could have been bad. But on the other side of PCA, that diving catch he had.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he covered some ground, But yeah, no, I like the starting lineup. Imanagas picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Boyd's been super consistent. Again, where the fuck is Javier Assad?
I have no
Are we not
clue.
gonna really get this guy back until August now?
I would assume not. And honestly,
can we go a whole month without another starter?
I don't know. I still don't know that we're not going to be active at the trade deadline. I feel like.
I mean, yeah.
We probably move somebody at the trade deadline.
Yeah. There's going to be Shaw if anybody.
Yeah.
Which right now I don't know why anybody trade for him, but we need a third baseman and a starting pitcher. See what Cubs are named to the All Star game.
Well, I know we got Tucker. I know we got PCA. I know we got Boyd. There were several other people that were mentioned. It's a crime that Suzuki didn't get in.
It is. Which I'm going to bring him up. Suzuki, at this point in the season, has already reached his season highs of RBIs and home runs.
Yeah.
And he's at, 23 home runs, I think?
Yeah. And as of at least Friday, no, he's got more than that. As of at least Friday, he was leading the league in RBIs. He's got 24 home runs this year.
Jeez.
Suzuki does.
Wow. Yeah, and he had, 79 or 81 or something in RBIs. So, yeah, how he didn't get it. And that's why I hate it. Like, it's a fan vote. It's a popularity contest.
It is.
It really is. And I hate to be that way. Ohtani led the National League in All Star votes, which, whatever. Don't agree with it, but it is what it is. He's the most famous person out there in the freaking thing right now. So apparently just Boyd, Tucker, and PC, are all I see for the Cubs right now.
Yeah. And I was just looking at
this is Boyd's first career All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Good for him.
I was looking at the home run leaders just because I was pulled up on the screen. And, of course, you got Cousin Cal. You got Judge and Ohtani, no surprise there. You got Schwarber up there. Had no clue that Suarez was having the season he was. He's up there.
Suarez,
yeah. Didn't know he was having that good of a season, honestly. But Suzuki and PCA are right there, 6th and 7th.
So, and Suarez is the one I brought up last week about a potential trade candidate to third base. Now, I don't know that Arizona would even give him up, but they're not living up to expectations. So you have to wonder if we can get out of this and get something.
I mean, that would be cool. I would imagine.
It would be a 1-year rental, probably.
Right. I would imagine it would cost quite a bit of our prospects, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, they're looking good. I'm excited. I was excited to watch the game tonight. I'll probably watch it when I get off of here. But we are moving right into the All Star week.
We are. Have the home run derby been put out there yet?
As far as who's in it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, but while you're looking that up, I did look up. There's a lot of stuff that goes on during All Star week. I looked up who was in the celebrity softball game.
No, that's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, and some cool names, some weird names. I don't follow rap, but there's a whole lot of rappers in this.
Oh.
There's a couple of influencers, which I'm like, hey, maybe us next year.
Grunt time coming down.
Watch, home run leader. Here we go. The Capital One Bank guy is in the celebrity softball game.
How?
That's literally his name. Like, I don't understand why this guy is such a pop culture phenomenon, but he's in it. CC Sabathia, which I thought was kind of cool, actual baseball player there. Also, Jenny Finch and Natasha Wally. They've got
Finch has been in it several times.
Yeah, USA Olympic softball players. And Terrell Owens is in it.
No,
Yes.
that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. So, I don't know, dude. That's going to be a show.
Yeah. And I've always tried to watch it. I missed it last year because I didn't know when it was. But being that we'll be on vacation, I'll make a point to watch all this stuff because it usually goes on in the evenings, and I can sit in the beach house, sip on a rum and coke or something, and
Yeah. Watch the
it.
All-Star. Watch the celebrity game. Watch the
Yeah.
All-Star game.
yep, that'll be numerous times I've done it from the Carolinas when we've been out there on vacation. So kind of looking forward to that, kind of reminiscing the old days kind of thing. But I did get the list for the home run derby.
All right, let's get it.
So number 1, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Okay.
Number 2, which Acuna is surprising because he's only played like 30 games or something.
Right.
Maybe more than that, but
Well, he's got the power, but I think I'd be worried about injury.
Yeah.
You know,
cousin Cal,
cousin Cal, big dumper.
James Wood, center fielder from the Nationals,
Okay.
who's actually having a better year than PCA.
Wow.
I looked that up the other day. We'll see who the rest of them are. Obviously, right now I'm pulling for the big dumper.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
That'd
If a
be
Cub
cool.
makes it, I'm going for them.
Right. If they, and the thing is, I don't even know who's been invited.
Right.
You know, so it's like, who do you could speculate, but the other day it was kind of funny. While we're on this, the boys wanted to play me. We did a home run derby on MLB The Show,
No, okay.
and of course, you know, there's 3 of us. You get 8 participants, so they each get to choose 3, and I get to choose 2. You know, and that's how we build the field. Of course, they got Judge, they got Otani, they got Kyle Tucker, and I was like, yeah, I mean that's fine, but you know, not your typical home run derby guy.
Right.
So they get all these big guys, and I got Ken Griffey Jr. and Sammy Sosa.
Yes. So you won.
Oh yeah, I
Which one?
slaughtered him. Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah. Sosa had a little bit of a slower swing on the game.
Right.
So just for, you know, racking up speed, racking up home runs, I mean, the kid ran away with it.
Yeah.
So
And what amazes me about like the show and all this is if you can time the pitch,
Mhm.
you hit a home run every single time.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's no different than when you're playing 2K and NBA. Like, you can hit 3 with Shaq if you know how to get the timing right.
Right.
You know, so it comes down to that. Obviously, now with the power button and the contact,
Mm-hmm.
like if you power swing every time, you damn it goes down faster. You know,
Oh yeah.
but I'm kind of curious. I might have to do that with my kid before we leave. Be like, hey, let's play home run derby at this year's field and see what we get.
It was pretty interesting. They had fun with it, and of course, then you know they wanted to play a head-to-head game, and they just like you were just saying, it's all timing and stuff. They had like a 2 home run game with Nico Horner, and I'm like, yeah, now we're getting away from reality a little bit.
Yeah.
Nico's not your power guy.
And Nico's got what? Has he hit one yet? Yeah, I think he did. He
He's
finally hit one last week.
Yeah,
So.
he's hit one. So yeah, I mean, but it was fun. It was kind of cool to see. And with the All Star game coming up, that would be a cool way to get your kids kind of interested in it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I think we'll have an issue with the turning on, especially with the Celebrity All Star game. I think all of our kids will tune into that because they're going to know him. Oh, this influencer? Yeah, I watched him on YouTube. Like, thanks, guys.
Right.
Don't watch your dads, you know?
Well, and I think the cool thing about the MLB All Star is like we've heard people bitch about the NFL Pro Bowl for years.
It's terrible.
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
Like I used to love the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't even think I've watched it the last
Back
couple
when it
of
was
years.
more of the skills challenge.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember like those quarterbacks lining up and just literally seeing who could throw the ball the farthest.
Yeah.
Like there's no I mean there is, but there's not really a risk of injury in that. What was the harm in that?
Yeah.
Why do we have to do flag football and all this shit?
But, well, and the part of it is it's so freaking late in the year.
Right.
Like, I like when I heard somebody make the suggestion of extending the season another week, but put an All-Star week in the middle and make it a bye week for the entire league.
That'd be cool.
I was like, you're going to get more of a turnout for that. And you can still hold the damn thing in Hawaii. Like,
And that's what the other people are doing.
Yeah.
I mean, the MLB's in the middle of the season, the NBA's in the middle of the season, and the NBA's. That's the other thing I was going to say. The NBA's All-Star game is just
I don't like it anymore.
trash.
Yeah, it used to be cool.
Nobody's playing defense, right?
No,
Like it's
no.
all about who can make the best shot, who can look the best, but there's no defense.
When you look at NBA All-Star Weekend, you look at 2 things. The 3-point shootout and the
Mhm.
slam dunk contest.
Right.
That's all you watch. You know.
And even the slam dunk contest, let's be honest, the guy that keeps winning it is a shitty basketball player. I mean,
yeah.
but
And so, speaking of the home run derby, like I remember when I was a kid, and some of the Cubs made it. It might have been Sosa or something. My dad was like, "Oh, this is gonna suck. His swing's gonna be shit for next month."
Oh yeah.
Now as an adult, I'm like, "Yeah, don't get invited."
Right.
Like, I'd rather keep winning games than you win a freaking home run derby trophy.
Right.
But as a player, like, why wouldn't you want to have that? I mean,
I would think you'd want to, and especially in today's league, where especially young fans are so interested in the long ball.
oh yeah.
Makes sense. I think
Well,
that's.
it could build your platform to the next level.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're a guy that's out there like, I don't sell many jerseys, but I'm having a good season. Home run derby,
Yeah.
you're gonna be out there now. So,
Well, and I think I sent you a meme earlier that said something about the home run derby should be on July 4th.
yeah,
And at first, I was glad you didn't respond to it because I actually was going to bring it up tonight if you didn't. But, like, at first, it sounded like a great idea. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, well, this is usually at night. Viewership's going to be way down because people are watching fireworks and
Right.
stuff. And I got thinking about it. I was like, July 4th, and we didn't have big plans. But when I thought about July 4th, I was like, we wouldn't have watched it.
No.
I would have watched replays, but I wouldn't
yeah,
have
we just
watched
watch the updates on our phone.
Right.
you know.
So, what sounded like a really good idea was like, yeah, not so much.
Yeah. No. On to the GTR.
Ooh, a little bit more of a serious one.
Yeah,
here.
we're gonna get serious now. Obviously, the floods in Texas have been pretty bad. I don't know if you followed up on any of that yet,
Yeah, I looked at some of it.
but it looks truly devastating. Obviously, the camp that lost like 27 girls or something.
Yeah.
Thoughts out to them. That's terrible. But have you watched any of the videos about how fast this river rose?
Fast.
Like,
It's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was possible.
Yeah, it looks like a movie
Yeah.
almost, just because the water came on so fast.
Yeah. So my thought is what caused this? I don't know. I haven't read anything on that.
Yeah, I don't know. And it affected a lot of people. They said there was like 850 that were rescued so far,
Right.
and 70 dead. But yeah, man, I don't know. And
You wonder, did a dam break somewhere?
because all this water came from somewhere.
Right.
Right.
I don't know. I've heard of anything raining for like 3 months over here. This kind of water. No.
No, I don't think so. So I don't know. I mean, thoughts out to them. I can't say that where I live, a flash flood has ever been a concern.
But
My family had a cabin on the river, on the Mississippi River, growing up, and there were times that like we would pack up and leave, or we would go to visit, and like our cabin would just be at water level because we had it up on stilts and stuff,
Right.
like
Right.
most people do around the river.
Yep.
And I mean, at that time, flash floods were kind of a thing, but for the majority of my life, this is not something I've had to worry about. And it was eye opening, like you said, when you look at it and you see how fast the water rose and how quickly it
Right.
got there. I don't know what you do, man. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. What do you do?
yeah.
Get out of there. That's it.
Well, and everything in your house is trash.
Oh yeah. But
Like, it's just, can you imagine standing water in your house?
after to just tear the damn thing down, like all the stagnant mold and everything you're gonna have, like
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Hearts out to the victims. If anybody's in any way, shape, or form can go help, I would do it, whether it's a donation or driving down there to do some cleanup. I wish I was in a place where I could do that, but fortunately I can't miss work, so,
Right.
you know.
I always felt that like humanitarian need to go volunteer my services and stuff down there, but the reality of the situation is like my employer wouldn't let me have
Right.
a week off to go do this,
Right.
and that's the truth of the matter. Like,
Yeah.
if I go to MDH and I say, hey guys, really want to go help out in Texas, they're not going to close the clinic for a week,
No, they're not, you know.
So,
And that's the thing, like my boss would be like, oh, I mean, if you want to burn a week of PTO and go do it, and it's like, well, I got to save that for my kids and stuff. You know?
right.
Like, just can't do it. But if anybody else can, or you can, no good. So that's why he did not play basketball.
That's true.
So, you didn't make the NBA All Star weekend.
Didn't even get close.
We'll put you in the celebrity game, though.
I'm making it to the celebrity game next year. Picture it. We're going to have all kinds of rappers. We're going to have, let's have Sosa. They got CC Sabathia. Let's have Sosa.
Yeah.
And then Garage Time.
I'm picking my own pitcher. Kerry Wood.
Yeah.
20 Ks, baby. Let's go.
What position would you play?
In the All Star game? Catcher.
That's probably you sure as hell wouldn't want to be a shortstop or something.
Anyway, these guys hit the ball.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to run.
Right.
I think I would compete fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I'm sure you
Like-
hold your own.
like, obviously, T.O. and all, they're going to kill me, but I feel like I could hit Jenny Finch. Pujols couldn't do it, so I mean I could.
Do you think they let celebrities go to the game to be bat boy? Can I be a bat boy?
I mean, I feel like it's more the kids and family that do it, but
fuck the kids.
Oh damn! Damn!
We got away from the floods.
Yeah, right. Well, moving on to my next topic for the GTR, and this kind of hit me today because of what I was watching. But new movies being on subscriptions versus going out in theaters. Now, why did we move to this trend and get away from other shit? Like, it's pissing me off.
Yeah.
So I watched a show on Amazon Prime, and it's a series, and it has Owen Wilson in it.
Okay.
It's called Strike or something like that. No, Stick. It's called Stick. Okay. It's about when he used to be like an old golfer or something. Mm-hmm. So I watched this first episode, and I'm like, cool, episode 2. You have to pay. It gives you the free episode and try to suck you in.
Right.
And you have to download a different app to watch this.
Nice.
That's bullshit.
It is, and I would be curious. I know that, dude, this fly. I'm sorry, there's a fly buzzing around. I know
there's
that.
Actually 2 of them. But.
I was gonna say this is stupid. I know that movie theaters probably lose money, obviously, because of this whole thing. I wonder if like the producers and directors lose money because of the subscription thing. I don't think they probably
have to.
I mean,
there's no way MGM, Amazon Prime, Netflix is paying out the money that these guys could have potentially made at the box office.
Yeah.
Not a fucking chance.
And I'll be honest, like, I get it, like the appeal of sitting in your own living room. I'm going to watch a movie. I don't have to pay for popcorn. I don't have to pay for snacks. I don't have to put pants on. Like, I get it. But at the same time, like, actually going to the movie theater and watching a movie is like a whole experience. And I will go long periods of time and not go to a movie theater, right? And at the time that I do go to a movie theater, I always sit there after the movie and I'm like, man, why don't I do this more often? Like, this was cool, you know? Sometimes it's loud and the dark and whatever. Sometimes you get some jackasses behind you that are talking the whole time or whatever. But I don't know, man. The whole subscription thing has gotten out of control.
It has. Speaking of going to the movie theaters, so one of the last times I got excited and stood outside of a movie theater in line, Hangover 2.
Yeah.
You know, that was, I mean, and that's how long it's been. I've gone there for a couple of the Fast and the Furious, you know. But nowadays, it's just like, oh, I can wait an extra week and a half and pay $5.99 and get it on TV.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, at this point, like, I was guilty of doing it just because I don't want to pay $15 to watch a movie and I don't want to buy all this shit and sit around a bunch of people. Like, but now it's ruining it. Like,
well, and just all the different subscriptions that you have to get to watch what you want to watch. Nothing has it all. And you know, this is one of my craziest subscription stories. But I paid for, I think it's called MLB Network or MLB All Access or something like that. The MLB ticket, maybe. I paid for that a couple of years ago because the Cubs went to Marquee.
Yep.
And I was like, man, I can't get the Cubs game. I'm going to pay for this. I see it advertised all the time. So I paid for it, and I gave it about a week, and I was like, every single one of these fucking Cubs games have been blacked out.
Oh, shit.
So I called them, and I was like, hey, you know, paid for this subscription, can't watch the Cubs. And they're like, yeah, in your area it's blacked out. You can watch the other, 29 baseball teams. And I'm like, I don't want to watch the other 29 baseball teams.
I am a Cubs fan.
Yeah, I want to watch the Cubs. So I ended up canceling my subscription, and I ended up biting the bullet and going with Marquee.
Yeah.
But it pisses me off because all of these different subscriptions, and I change them throughout the year.
Right.
Like football season comes around, I'll get YouTube TV again.
Right.
Football season ends, that goes away, and I'll go back to Marquee because it's baseball season.
Right.
Like there's that constant trading off, and the whole thing's ridiculous.
It is. You know, and up until 2-3 years ago, I've Comcast, so I had the sports package.
Yeah.
Where I got all this shit and I can watch everything. And then they started changing like what you can watch, what can be seen where. And it was like, then it went up in price. I'm like, screw that.
Oh, yeah.
But what I have now, through the streaming devices that I have, works out great. You know, I get everything. So, well, I like literally you guys, like, or maybe Logan said, hey, it's on Apple TV. I can't watch this. I had it. I had it. You know, I could watch it. I'm like, cool. Like,
Well,
you know?
that's what's so annoying is it's like if you actually just have the TV that's provided by say Comcast, you don't have shit,
Right.
you know. And then we get this the other night. I ended up doing it. I'll admit it. I fucking paid for a month of Apple TV, and I will probably never watch it again for this month.
Right.
But it was like that introductory thing was like $8.99, so I basically paid $9 to watch the Cubs game. But it's just annoying.
Yeah.
It's extremely frustrating.
And then, so like, let's say you forget to go in there and cancel.
Yep.
Boom, $21.99 just gets hit. And then, fuck.
Well, listen, they all got so expensive.
Right.
Like Netflix is way more expensive now. YouTube TV used to be the shit.
Right.
I got YouTube TV. I used it for everything. I kept it all year long. I could watch the Cubs on it. Now it's like $80,
Damn.
and I can't even watch what I want to watch on it.
That per month?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
So I do get it during football season,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
but that's about it.
oh, yeah. Yeah, you gotta, I mean, if you are a grown man who loves football and you can't spend your Sundays in front of your TV,
Yeah.
it's bad.
And I hate I did it as a kid, right? I did my time. I hate it's NFL Sunday, and I'm going to see what Fox and CBS has on and hope it's not the Jaguars. You know? I'd rather just choose a game that I want to watch, have some options,
Right.
and go that way.
But how many times have we been hanging out and the game we wanted to watch is a freaking blowout?
Yeah.
And, oh shit, the Giants-Redskins closed. Let's go watch that. My
Right.
bad, the Giants and the Commanders are closed. Let's go watch that, you know.
We're going to get this canceled,
Or-
dude.
Huh,
Can't
well,
say Redskins.
my bad.
Yeah.
I apologize, goddammit. Oh shit, can't say that either. No, but having those options, that's what we want. That's what we're paying for.
Well, exactly. I
Not
want
for you to sit here and tell me I'm going to watch the Lions play the Jaguars for the 12th time. And it never failed. That's the two teams. It's always Detroit,
yeah.
which Detroit's good now, so it wouldn't be so bad. But
Unless it's primetime Sunday and somehow it's always the fucking, Cowboys or the Chiefs or
Yeah.
something. It's like, why do they always get the Sunday afternoon games?
right, yeah. And the Cowboys aren't even good anymore. They haven't won the Super Bowl since early '90s.
Them boys. I don't know.
We them boys.
Not a Cowboys fan, but hey, whatever. Somebody here thinks it's going to be their year again.
My wife.
Really?
All right, well, let's move on to what were they thinking. So obviously, not being political here, but Trump passed this damn thing. Senate, whatever. But the biggest thing I think everybody talks about was what was going to happen with the overtime.
Yeah.
Obviously now you can get a tax deduction for your overtime, which is not what I was expecting.
No, me neither.
I wanted it, like if I make $20 an hour of overtime and I work 10 hours, I wanted $200 on my check. I didn't want to pay taxes on it.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I was expecting.
Right. My taxes stop at 40 hours.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be the case. You get a tax deduction that you have to apply for.
Right.
Up to $12,500 a year, or $25,000 if you're married and you file together.
Yeah.
I call bullshit on that. Like, that's not what any of us want.
That's not what we want. I feel like it's going to make tax time more confusing. Now there's just going to be another thing that you have to keep an eye on when it's time to file taxes.
Right.
Because you're going to have to know what overtime did I work. You
Right,
know?
yeah, you got to file some form,
Right.
fill out some bullshit paperwork, submit another W-2 or something.
Yeah.
Because I don't think your W-4 or whatever you get, W-2, has the hours you work.
And so my pay stub, I'm already worried about this whole thing because my pay stub doesn't directly say overtime. My pay
Right.
stub breaks it down and it says, these are your 80 hours, this is what you got paid, and then it'll say like X amount of hours at this rate. But it doesn't say overtime or anything. It says like regular 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
So you'd have to specifically point out like, hey, that's my overtime. And like the federal government's not going to find any loophole to be like, yeah, no, that's not it.
Yeah. It doesn't say overtime.
Right. Right.
But not what I'm expecting. Like, I don't want to wait until next fucking April to get my money back. Like,
Yeah. I want more money right now.
So.
Paycheck to paycheck.
And I was talking to some people about this. Like, so $200. They're like, oh, I mean, that's a week's worth of groceries right now.
I want to buy some fucking eggs, man.
Yeah, like, no shit. Like, I want to be able to TP somebody's house again. My overtime.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like,
but it's sad that the reality is that $200 is your weekly allowance for groceries,
yeah.
especially if you have teenage kids
Oh, yeah.
who eat everything that aren't in school.
Especially right now in the summer. Like, I could use that money,
Right.
you know? So, and I hate it, man. I learned at an early age that like there is a fine line between working overtime and making more money and working overtime and wasting your fucking time.
Well, exactly, yeah.
Because if you work enough overtime, you don't make any
No,
money.
you don't. Nope.
It's all gone in taxes.
Yeah,
You
so,
know?
And I just talked to my boss about this Saturday at breakfast. I was like, hey, yeah, I like working overtime because, like, let's say you take home 60% of it, you know, which is probably a stretch. You probably take home a little more, but let's say 60%. Then April 15th rolls around, you got to pay in like $6,000. Well, now that 60% just dropped to 20.
Yeah.
So what the fuck did I work all this overtime for to sit here and have, $700 at the end? No, it's not worth it.
Right.
Like,
Well, and like I told you, I think I said on one of these episodes, like, vacation is coming. If I had the choice, I would work for a week straight, knowing that paycheck before vacation, I was going to have more money.
right, exactly. Yeah.
Like, it's that instant gratification. It's easier to say, hey, will you work overtime? And you're like, man, payday's next week. Yeah, I'll do it. Instead of, hey, will you work overtime? Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to April. Like,
Yeah.
no, man, I ain't doing it.
No, and that's the thing. Like, so if more people would probably work overtime or want to work overtime, if they're taking home the full amount.
Yeah.
Production's gonna go up. Enjoyment at work is gonna go way up because people are like, oh yes, finally seeing my overtime worth something.
Mm-hmm.
There was a year I worked as an applicator playing crops. I worked 700 hours of overtime that year, and still made less than $35K.
That's insane.
Like, so I worked 2,800 hours, and was living paycheck to paycheck.
And I feel like it would be so easy. So let's say you were an employer and overtime was not taxed, right? Like, just speculation. Why couldn't you cut a check and be like, hey, man, Devin, here's your pay for the week. Oh, by the way, here's your overtime check. They're separate.
Right.
You know, this is taxed, this is not.
Yeah.
And then later at the end of the year when somebody has to look at it, you're like, oh, yeah, that was my overtime check. That didn't count. You know what I mean? And then it's easy for the federal government to keep track of. It's
Right.
easy for everybody else to keep track of. Overtime's not taxed.
Well, and that's what Andy talked about. Is like, do I have to keep track of this? Do I have to like fill out forms? At the time I was like, oh yeah, no, I did some research on it today, and yeah, you kind of do. Like,
Oh, really?
You have to send in different forms and stuff. So that's making one. Now we got to pay more to our accountants because we got to track other shit. Two, now people that have businesses have to pay more to their bookkeepers and their accountants, and all you did was put money in the IRS's pocket.
Yeah, it's not coming to us.
I don't think we're getting like, oh, you were supposed to get $3,000 back. Now you're getting $3,500.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Like, I really feel like I should have gotten more, but
Those 3 baseball games I missed last summer are worth it now.
yeah, yes. I'm glad my kid threw that no hitter I didn't get to see.
Yeah.
Right. You know.
It's dumb, man. And it gets to the point that, like, the more that they tax the overtime, the more that I miss with overtime, the more that I don't see that instant gratification is, yeah, man, that was worth it last week. I just don't want to work overtime.
Well, and that's a lot of people now. Like, because your dollar goes so little, like you
Right.
can't get shit with it. People value their time off more now.
Yeah.
Like, I will struggle to make ends meet before I just waste an entire Saturday for $100. Like,
Well, and we both, and this is a decision, I get it, no need to rip our ass, Facebook or YouTube or wherever the hell you are. We both buy vehicles that are not good on gas.
shit.
So then you come into a factor where it's like, is this worth my gas money? You know, and especially if I'm living paycheck to paycheck, like now I've got to have an extra day of gas money, and am I going to see anything out of it?
What?
You know, it's a whole nother thing. And like I said, you factor in everything else, everything you're missing. Your 2-day weekend that already goes by too fast. Now it's a 1-day weekend. It's just not worth it.
But yeah. No, and it's funny, but so let's factor in that extra day of everything. So
Yeah.
I spent $5 at the vending machine. I spent $25 on gas. You have to wait 2 weeks on most jobs
Yeah.
to get that money back.
Right.
Well, Jesus, that makes it hard on your budget.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are like, oh, if you work a job, you work 10, 12-hour shifts, the factory workers the same way. When they work overtime, they're not gonna not get a snack somewhere. Like,
Right.
that's just part of their work routine. It's something that keeps them sane to get through the day. It's part of it. But
And a lot of times, overtime, sometimes it is, I get it, but a lot of times overtime is not planned. So
Well,
it's
no,
not
no,
like
no.
if you knew, hey, I'm working overtime this Saturday, I'm going to make sure I have some leftovers ready. I'm going to make sure, I don't take this trip to Macomb and I'm going to,
Fly.
I'm gonna save my gas for when I work Saturday. Like, even if you try to plan, that's great. But most of the time, overtime is, hey, so and so's not here. Can you come in?
Right.
You know, it's not something you can plan for.
Yeah,
So
no. Yeah, so I don't see it actually boding as well as a lot of people thought it was going to. But yeah, no, I'm not exactly sure if this is the right move. I don't think it is. You're gonna have some people. Oh, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Whatever. Don't care. Not what I'm looking for. And honestly, the couple others I saw in there that are good. Like obviously and this is something we'll talk about like when we get another health professional with us. But the Medicaid thing going away, like that hurts people.
Oh yeah.
I mean that hurts almost everybody. And then there was I think the claiming is your kid tax one. I think you're getting extra $200 or $300 now. So the people with 6 kids are gonna love that one, you know.
And I think it's just another example. And look, this isn't a Trump thing. This isn't an Obama thing. This isn't a that side thing. It's just another example of like government taking this idea that sounds good and finding a way to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Like
exactly what it is.
Oh, I'm gonna try to do this, and I'm gonna fuck it all up because I want to do it my own way.
Like, oh, you want this? I'm gonna give you half of what you want in a way you don't want it.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. It's you're missing the mark, you know. And like you said, this money's going into somebody else's pocket, not the people that wanted it.
Right.
So I don't know, man. It sucks.
Is it a step in the right direction? Like, okay, we can get this amended now. We see it's not working, or oh no, it's helping out the rich people, so they're gonna stick with it.
I'm gonna be honest. I would guess that in a couple of years, when they see the federal government missing out on that money, this will go away.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, this is going to be, it'll go the way of all the stipends. Like everything's just going to go away.
Yeah.
So I don't anticipate this lasting a long time. I just think it's another headache for now.
It is. I agree with that. Well, that's all I got for today. Let's get on to, getting out of here, I guess?
I guess so. We've got vacation to get to.
Yes, we do. So follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. If you haven't already, you're missing out. Get to it. Send us out to your mom, your grandma, aunts, uncles, whoever, everybody.
Yeah.
You know, follow us on socials. Keep on the lookout for the next new thing, which I think in this next week and a half, 2 weeks, is going to be pretty fun. We got some good stuff coming to you.
I think so. We're getting ready to turn a corner with this podcast, and we have just been waiting for this moment in time.
Yes.
So, you're not going on vacation, bud.
Yeah, Frank has to stay home.
Frank thought he was going. He's going to stay here.
This is Frank, right here. So, well, until next time.
It's garage time.